Hey there and welcome back to Mass Effect 2. My name is Pete and today we complete the loyalty mission for Garrus, just as I already promised in the last episode where we completed Thane's loyalty mission. That one was solved without firing a single shot, but today things are going to be a bit different and I think it's high time for some combat action. After all, the previous two episodes both did not have any gunplay whatsoever. So, let's get to it. We are back where we started things off on the Citadel, in the office of Captain Bailey, who can hopefully tell us where we can find the smuggler Fade, who in turn should be able to get us close to the Turian Sidonis, the man responsible for Garrus' former team getting killed.
Yes?
I'm trying to find a local forger. He goes by the name of Fade.
Yeah, I know him. The alias, anyway. He's been a thorn in the network division's side for the last year. He works with the Blue Suns.
Where can we find him?
If I knew that, he'd be in a cell. Best I can do is put you on the trail. There's a warehouse in the marketplace. Some of Fade's contacts work out of there. Go ask them some questions. Gently, of course.
Why haven't you been able to catch him?
Whoever he is, he's damn good at avoiding CSEC. I think someone on the inside's feeding him information. Either that, or he's got access to our databases and comm channels. I don't know which is worse. But you're outside CSEC. Maybe you can nail his ass.
I should be going.
You need anything else, let me know.
Alright, that was quick and easy. Off to the warehouse we go, which we can find if we head to the left here and then downstairs. On the way, we can also quickly progress the packages for Ish side quest, because outside of the shop right here, we can find one of the two data packages that Ish wanted us to collect. The datapad speaks of Anto, one of Ares' bodyguards back on Omega, who is apparently taking jobs on the side, and it seems like Ara is unaware of this, so this information could be valuable both to her as well as to people who might want to hurt her.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
Now moving on, we will also make two quick purchases, which then completes our shopping trip here on the Citadel, as we will first grab the tech damage upgrade for 75,000 credits for a squad-wide 40% increase to tech power damage, and for the same price we can then also buy the damage protection upgrade for a 40% bonus to shields, armor and barriers. And with that, we have now officially bought everything we can buy on the Citadel, so we are once again one step closer to completion.
This looks like the place. The Forger's thug should be inside.
I just got a refund and exchange and I was told to pick up a new Omni-Gel converter here.
I don't think you have the right place.
No, they said to go to the warehouse. This is the warehouse.
And the warehouse is also right around the corner, so let's take a look inside.
Fade? You're not quite how I imagined you.
Looks can be deceiving. So, which one of you wants to disappear?
I'd rather see you make someone reappear.
That's not the service we provide.
Make an exception. Just this once.
Damn it. Quick! Shoot them! Shoot them, you lumbering!
Too slow.
Why do I even bother?
Okay, the Renegade Interrupt for 5 Renegade points gets us into business, so let's earn 2 more Renegade points and try to get what we came for.
We need to find a client of yours. I suggest you cooperate.
Wait. I'm not the one you want to talk to. I'm not Fade.
I knew it.
Well, then maybe you'd like to tell us where to find him.
Yes, of course. He's in the factory district. Works out of the old prefab foundry.
I know the place.
Oh, he's got a lot of mercs there. Blue Suns. Harkin thinks they're protecting him.
Alright, now the name Harkin should ring a bell. He was the one we had to talk to back in Mass Effect 1 to actually find and recruit Garrus, and it seems like he's now working with the Blue Suns mercenaries.
What do the Blue Suns have to do with this?
They use his services to help their people infiltrate businesses and various organizations here on the Citadel.
Bastard. He's using C-Sec to help those scum.
No. Well, not really. He got fired from C-Sec a while ago, but he still knows the systems.
Interesting. But it changes nothing. We still need to find him before we can get to Sidonis.
And we can obtain 2 more free renegade points here, so let's do that.
I'm looking forward to seeing Harkin again.
I'm sure he'll be excited to see both of us. We'll need to go to the transit station. I can get us to him from there.
So I can go?
Sure, but if we don't find Harkin, we'll be back for you.
Oh, good.
Alright, so we have what we need. Time to get moving.
Look, it took me a long time to get this refund. It's a Cision Omnigel converter. He said there'd be one waiting for me.
Do you have a service order?
No, I got the refund, made the exchange, and then he said go to the warehouse.
A shuttle can be found right over to the side here, so let's use it to travel over to the factory district. For this mission, we will of course take Garrus, and we're also adding Miranda to the squad, because she has a few very useful powers for this one. In terms of preparation, we won't do much here, no one really has any points to spare, and with Miranda I'm saving to max out Overload and Warp. As you can see, both Shepard and Garrus carry the new Incisor sniper rifle into battle, a DLC weapon that I wanted to show off today for the sake of completion, and we're also bringing the M920 Cane. You'll see why soon enough.
There he is.
Shepard? Don't just stand there. Stop them! Stop them!
Run all you want, Harkin. We'll find you.
Alright, and we're dropped right into combat. Luckily though, we only have a few weak Blue Suns troopers against us. Harkin meanwhile has made his escape, so we can safely collect punch and shoot combo kill number 18 for the Brawler achievement. And so we now enter the first of several firefights in this episode, but before we advance into the fray, let's collect the trash next to the door here and the medikit on the table for a grand total of 600 credits. Once we have those, we want to get ourselves and our squad mates into cover and get the drop on 2 Loki mechs who activate in the container ahead of us. Thanks to a quick trigger, we can eliminate them both before they can do any damage, even though one seems to have glitched through the bottom of the container. We'll let Miranda deal with that one while we move on and climb onto the boxes here, which allows us to gain height advantage against the next group of mechs approaching. These ones are backed up by a few Blue Suns troopers, however, so we can't expose ourselves for too long. With a bit of distance between us and the troopers, we can then also try out the new Incisor sniper rifle, and as you can see, unlike any other sniper rifle we have used before, this one fires 3 projectiles at once in quick succession, each one with comparatively little stopping power, but if all 3 hit the target, they can do a decent amount of damage. The main issue that I have with the weapon is mostly that recoil is a thing in this game, and therefore the 3 shots do not all land in the exact same spot, so getting 3 consecutive headshots, for example, is a bit more difficult with this weapon compared to landing just a single one with a more powerful yet slower one. On the other hand though, the Incisor is great for suppression fire and for quickly decimating exposed enemies, although, and I think this is an important aspect as well, its ammo capacity is not all that big for a weapon that always fires 3 projectiles at once. Yes, technically you can pull the trigger just as often as you can with some of the other snipers in the game, but the chance that 1 or 2 shots fail to hit their target is a little higher with this weapon, so overall I feel like it is a bit more wasteful on your ammo capacity than those weapons that only fire 1 bullet at a time. Now, regardless of all that, the weapon, paired up with a few useful abilities, is good enough to get us through this first area without any major issues, so we can now grab some much needed ammunition as well as the next bit of loot, which can be found in the wall safe over here. The bypass earns us 1,500 credits, and the next area has a few more interesting things as well.
Harkin's in here somewhere. I can smell him.
Garrus believes that we're on the right path, but before we head deeper into the warehouse, let's salvage a bit more cash from a medkit and a circuit board, in total earning us another 1,000 credits.
Going to cover.
Up next, we then once again want to start things off by getting everyone into cover, as we have more blue suns standing between us and the way ahead. The mercenaries are not on their own though, because soon after taking out the first one, 2 Loki mechs join the fight, and this mix of organic and synthetic enemies is something that actually makes this mission rather interesting from an enemy standpoint, because it is somewhat rare to see a mission that features both armored mechs and shielded mercenaries to such a degree. Sure, we have played missions before where large numbers of mercenaries were occasionally backed up by a few mechs, and we also had missions in which we had to deal with mostly mechs and a few organics, but in this mission they are fairly evenly distributed. As a result, we could now rapidly switch between the anti-armor Inferno ammo, which also works very well against unshielded organics, and the anti-shield Disruptor ammo, which in turn also works very well against unarmored synthetics. As you can already see, however, both ammo types have their advantages against both types of enemies, so I would personally advise to just pick one and stick with it. In this case, we are going with Disruptor ammo, as it also slows down the mechs, and those are generally the more dangerous enemies because of their tendency to move up close, while the mercenaries normally tend to stay in cover and can be picked off one after another. Now, as you may have noticed, we have also just gotten punch and shoot combo kill number 19 on the Loki mech at the beginning of the fight, so we are only one more combo kill away from finally unlocking the Brawler achievement, the second to last combat related achievement in the game. The only other one we still have not unlocked yet is Incineration Specialist, but 1, 2, maybe 3 missions with Morden in the squad should get us much closer to that one as well. And here we are now. As you can see, our Disruptor ammo approach successfully gets us through this second group of enemies as well, so it is once again time to collect some loot. First of all, we will grab all of the ammunition on the ground before we then take a few steps back and bypass 2 sets of circuit boards for 900 credits each. At the opposite end of the room there is also a medkit and some power cells, so collecting ammo earlier was not really necessary. And then we also have a laptop here, which provides us with the lovely sum of 4,500 credits. Behind it we can also get our hands on the first and only mineral crate of this mission, before we then lower the bridge and proceed.
Getting close. Heading to cover!
Going to cover!
We now advance into another combat section, very similar to the ones before, but the game is slowly ramping up the difficulty over the course of these individual encounters. The last group of hostiles already had 2 higher level enemies in the Blue Suns Legionnaires, while the one ahead features a Blue Suns commander and another pretty tough enemy, however one that we can avoid for the moment by not advancing too far too quickly. Getting into cover behind the high crates here, that is about as far as we want to move up right now, and from here our focus is now to take out all of the Blue Suns we can see. And once they're all down and no more reinforcements are spawning in, we can then move up and trigger the enemy I was just talking about. This heavy mech, accompanied by more mercenaries, is not the biggest challenge at this point in the game. After all, we are way past level 20 already, but it still has a tendency to kill off squad members who stay out of cover, and since both Miranda and Garrus possess the very useful overload ability, we want to keep them both alive for the duration of this fight. Thanks to the two of them, the mech's shields also go down quickly, while we can use our Inferno ammo-infused assault rifle to take down its armor. If you're now thinking about using the M920K to shorten this fight, I would heavily advise against it. There is one more, even tougher fight coming up in which you will be glad to have it. Like I said though, if both squad members remain in cover, the mech should not be too difficult to defeat even with a few mercenaries around it, mercenaries that will likely die anyway once the mech explodes. And that is combat section number 3 behind us as well, and once again some loot awaits us at the end of it, so let's grab 100 credits from the medkit here and then bypass the circuit boards for another 1200.
What the hell is Harkin up to?
We now enter a small control room with another med station on the wall and some forged IDs on the table, and picking these up actually starts another small quest line as we now want to find someone who may have a use for them. For now though, we can simply take them with us, restock our ammo with the power cell container in the corner here, and then bypass the wall save for another round of credits. And once we have everything, we can open the windows, which starts a short but interesting conversation with Garrus.
So, Harkin's finally gone completely bad.
He was always a pain in the ass, but I'm in no mood for his games. If he doesn't cooperate, I'll beat him within an inch of his life.
And since the option on the right would end the conversation pretty quickly, let's go with the one on the left instead, although the entire conversation here does not earn us any morality points.
We seem to be getting tense, Garrus.
Harkin may know why Sidonis wanted to disappear. If so, he knows why we're here, and I don't want him tipping Sidonis off. Did you see that?
I saw something.
He's getting ready for us.
We can now also ask a few questions about Garrus' plan, and some tactical insight sure can't hurt, so let's explore all options.
What do you think Harkin's got waiting for us in there?
Not sure. It looks like an industrial complex, heavy machinery. Could be anything. Something's in there. Probably more blue suns. Harkin's kind of trapped himself in a corner. He must have something in store for us.
What are you going to do to Harkin if he won't cooperate?
He's a real criminal now, working for the Blue Suns. I should just shoot him on sight. But I need him alive, so I won't do any permanent damage. Just enough to loosen his tongue.
And again, what seems like a morality choice here actually isn't one, so we're free to choose whatever we like, and for now, let's recommend moderation.
You don't need him hurt to get what you want.
Don't worry, Harkin's a coward. He'll talk long before I can really hurt him.
You still planning to kill Sidonis when we find him?
That's the plan. It'll be quick and painless. Unlike everyone he betrayed, he'll be spared the agony of a slow death. It's more than he deserves, but as long as he's dead, I'll be satisfied.
And same deal here, our choice is really only for flavor, so again we can stay on course and try to prevent Garrus from taking things too far.
Garrus, do you really think killing Sidonis will make things right?
I know you don't like it, Shepard, but I have to do this.
Is there no other way?
Maybe, but this is personal. I'll pull the trigger and I'll live with the consequences. All I'm asking is that you help me find him.
Well, there's one way to find out.
Right behind you.
Alright, and that's it. Time to move on and into the fourth and final firefight of the mission. But before we do, we can hack the terminal outside of the room here, and this time not for credits, but for an arguably even more valuable sniper rifle damage upgrade.
Now what's this?
Shepard, I have patched into the warehouse scanners. The crates in the transport carriers overhead are rigged to explode when dropped.
Good to know.
And here we go, right back into combat. Now what Edie just mentioned could in theory be used to gain a tactical advantage here, if it were not for the fact that shooting those crates down doesn't actually work, at least not in my version of the game, and from what I've read, the same is true for many others. I am not quite sure if this is a bug or actually a development oversight. In any case, even in the 1 or 2 other missions in this game where shooting down crates is actually possible, I have always felt like it doesn't really make too much of a difference, also because getting the timing right so that the crates actually drop onto the enemies can be a little tricky. So we have no other choice here but to do this the old-fashioned way, and since the game presents us with a few climbable surfaces, we will gladly use those to negate our enemy's high ground advantage. The Blue Sun's Heavy should probably take priority, as the rockets can do a decent amount of damage even over longer distances, while the Blue Sun's Commander can then be taken care of without any distractions. We do have a few mech troopers on the ground to the left below of us, but for the moment Garrus and Miranda should be able to hold them off. Once the commander is down, we can then help clean out the last enemies, and then we want to take a look behind the crates that we used as cover earlier, because over here on the side we can find an easy-to-miss datapad worth 1,200 credits. To continue, we then have to climb back down and then up again, which gets us into the next part of the warehouse.
I'm not running from you, Shepard.
Harkin's going to regret this.
Taking cover!
Understood.
Up on this platform here, we then want to get everyone into cover and take out the M920 Kane, because things are about to get a lot more interesting.
Oh, crap. 2 heavy mechs, incoming!
Do you really think you can take me down, Shepard?
And here we are with not 1 but 2 heavy mechs against us, but thankfully the Kane has enough firepower to get them both down to only half of their armor. At this point they are of course still pretty damn dangerous, but with Inferno ammo the last bits of armor are quickly stripped away and their health pool is not overly large. I believe this is also one of only 2 or maybe 3 missions in the game where you face more than 1 heavy mech at the same time, so using the Kane here is definitely worth it. As you can see, taking them both down is actually not too hard with this approach, and we can now head up to the ramp here to finally confront Harkin. As a last line of defense, we now have to do a bit more climbing while 2 Loki mechs are shooting at us, but compared to the enemies we have faced before in this mission, this fight should not present any sort of significant challenge.
Requesting backup systems and requesting assistance.
Coming!
Be right there.
You were close, but not close enough.
So, Fade. Couldn't make yourself disappear, huh?
Come on, Garrus. We can work this out. What do you need?
I'm looking for someone.
Well, I guess we both have something the other one wants.
Alright, time for us to add to the conversation, and we'll stick to something moderately insightful in exchange for 2 renegade points.
That had to hurt. Maybe you should just tell us what we want to know.
Maybe. I still haven't heard what you want.
You helped a friend of mine disappear. I need to find him.
I might need a little more information than that.
His name was Sidonis. Turian came from...
I know who he is, and I'm not telling you squat.
Here we can now grab 2 Paragon Points as we make clear who has the upper hand in this conversation and appeal to Harkin's reason.
Harkin, this doesn't have to be hard.
Screw you. I don't give out client information. It's bad for business.
You know what else is bad for business? A broken neck.
All right. Get off me!
Terminus really changed you, huh, Garrus?
No, but Sidonis opened my eyes. Now arrange a meeting.
I'm going. Yeah, it's me. There's a chance your identity may be compromised. That's why I'm calling. I'm sending an agent. Where do you want to meet? Alright, he'll be there. Don't worry, I got it covered. It's all good. He wants to meet you in front of Orbital Lounge, middle of the day. So, if our business is done, I'll be going.
I don't think so. You're a criminal now, Harkin.
So what? You're just gonna kill me? That's not your style, Garrus.
Kill you? No. But I don't mind slowing you down a little.
You don't need to shoot him. He won't be able to hide from C-Sec now.
I guess it's your lucky day.
Yeah, I hope we could do this again real soon.
I didn't shoot him.
Come on, let's move.
Sidonis better be there, or I'm coming back to finish the job. Harkin's a bloody menace. We shouldn't have just let him go. He deserved to be punished.
Right, thanks to a 5-point Paragon interruption earlier, we prevented Garrus from doing anything irrational, although it might make sense to check in on him, which also earns us 2 more Paragon points.
I'm getting a little worried about you, Garrus. You were pretty hard on Harkin.
You don't think he deserved it?
It's just not like you.
What do you want from me, Shepard? What would you do if someone betrayed you?
At this point, we're now being presented with 3 consecutive dialogue choices where we can either end the conversation or grab 2 Paragon points each time by trying to be reasonable, and I don't think I have to mention which approach we're taking.
I'm not sure, but I wouldn't let it change me.
I would have said the same thing before it happened to me.
It's not too late. You don't have to go through with this.
Who's going to bring Sidonis to justice if I don't? Nobody else knows what he's done. Nobody else cares. I don't see any other options.
Let me talk to him.
Talk all you want, but it won't change my mind. I don't care what his reasons were. He screwed us. He deserves to die.
I understand what you're going through, but do you really want to kill him?
I appreciate your concern, but I'm not you.
This isn't you either.
Really? I've always hated injustice. The thought that Sidonis could get away with this? Why should he go on living while 10 good men lie in unmarked graves? I'm sorry, Shepard. Words aren't going to solve this problem. I need to set up. I can get a clear shot from over there.
Going over the plan also can't hurt, so let's hear how Garrus wants to do this.
What do you need me to do?
Keep him talking and don't get in my way. I'll let you know when he's in my sights. Give me a signal so I know you're ready, and I'll take the shot. You better go. You'll be here soon. Shepard, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right. There he is. Wave him over and keep him talking.
Let's get this over with.
You're in my shot. Move to the side.
Okay, here we are with Sidonis, and we'll start things off by following the plan. For 2 renegade points, we can move to the side to give Garrus a clear shot.
This won't take long at all.
You one of Harkin's men? I don't remember seeing you before.
That's it. Just keep him talking a few more seconds.
I was told Harkin was one of the best. This better not happen again.
Now, at this point, we have a pretty clear choice, and I think it's rather obvious that the Paragon approach is not to simply let Garrus kill Sidonis, so instead we're going to warn his former partner, and hopefully we can defuse the situation without bloodshed.
Listen, Sidonis, I'm here to help you.
Don't ever say that name aloud.
I'm a friend of Garrus. He wants you dead, but I'm hoping that's not necessary.
Garrus, is this some kind of joke?
Damn it, Shepard. If he moves, I'm taking the shot.
You're not kidding, are you? Screw this. I'm not sticking around here to find out. Tell Garrus I had my own problems.
Don't move.
Get off me!
I'm the only thing standing between you and a hole in the head.
Fuck. Look, I didn't want to do it. I didn't have a choice.
Everyone has a choice.
They got to me. Said they'd kill me if I didn't help. What was I supposed to do?
Let me take the shot, Shepard. He's a damn coward.
Alright, 5 more Paragon Points for using the interruption here, and to keep Sidonis safe we will keep talking and eventually ask Garrus to step down, which earns us additional Paragon Points and sheds a bit more light onto how things really went down.
That's it? You were just trying to save yourself?
I know what I did. I know they died because of me. I have to live with that. I wake up every night, sick and sweating. Each of their faces staring at me, accusing me. I'm already a dead man. I don't sleep. Food has no taste. Some days, I just want it to be over.
Just give me the chance.
You've got to let it go, Garrus. He's already paying for his crime.
He hasn't paid enough. He still has his life.
Look at him, Garrus. He's not alive. There's nothing left to kill.
My men, they deserved better.
Tell Garrus... I guess there's nothing I can say to make it right.
Just go. Tell him to go.
He's giving you a second chance, Sidonis. Don't waste it.
I'll try, Garrus. I'll make it up to you somehow. Thank you for talking to him.
I know you want to talk about this, but I don't. Not yet.
So, Garrus is understandably a little upset here, but we have earned ourselves a grand total of 26 Paragon Points in this conversation, and we'll grab 6 more by taking the dialogue option at the top left 3 times in a row now.
I know it didn't go the way you planned, but I think it's for the best.
I'm not so sure.
Give it time.
Yeah. Maybe that'll be enough. I want to know I did the right thing, not just for me. For my men. They deserve to be avenged. But when Sidonis was in my sights, I just couldn't do it.
The lines between good and evil blur when we're looking at people we know.
Yeah, there was still good in him. I could see it. So much easier to see the world in black and white. Gray? I don't know what to do with gray.
You've got to go with your instincts.
My instincts are what got me into this mess.
Don't be too hard on yourself.
Thanks, Shepard. For everything. Let's get going. I need some distance from this place.
I'm with you.
And there we are now. Another mission is completed, and by unlocking the Fade Away achievement, we are one step closer to full completion. We solved things peacefully for a big pile of Paragon Points, and still we have earned Garrus' loyalty, so he has now unlocked a new power in armor-piercing ammo, and as always, a new outfit as well. Additionally, we picked up the sniper rifle damage upgrade as well as the rather odd sum of 28,800 credits, but that is actually correct and the total amount of money that can be obtained in this mission. 2,000 units of iridium round things off, and so we have now reached the end of today's episode. In the next one, we should probably have a conversation with both Thane and Garrus to fully wrap up their loyalty missions, but don't forget that we also picked up that forged ID earlier, so we'll stay on the Citadel for at least a short while longer and try to find someone who might have a use for it. If we still have time after all of those things are completed, we might also squeeze in another short assignment, but we'll see about that when we get there. For now, we can wrap things up right here. As always, I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and if you did, then I would be very happy if you could leave a thumbs up. If you want to support me and my channel further, then you can of course subscribe and help the channel grow, or you can check out and maybe pledge to the Pete Complete Patreon. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.